So guys, I'm currently gonna show you guys some cool ADAS features of the XUV 700. Currently I'm in normal drive mode, in automatic mode actually, and everything's turned on, all the bells and whistles, emergency braking, lane keep assist and all that stuff. So I have turned the cruise control on, adaptive cruise control. So I have put it at 50 or 60 kmph currently, and I've left the steering wheel. It kind of detected the lane markings and it's correcting the lane all by itself. I'm not at all touching the steering wheel, as you can see right now. And whenever it encounters a vehicle in the straight path or ahead of it, it kind of slows down, and I have increased it to 60 kmph. As you can see, I'm currently deviating from the lane, but the car is self-correcting itself. And as you can see, at the moment it saw a vehicle ahead of it, it would brake all by itself. And it's asking me to put my hands on the steering wheel. That's a safety feature as such. So as you can see, it kind of detected a vehicle ahead and it's slowing down all by itself. I'm not even braking whatsoever. I didn't put my leg at all on the brake. It completely stopped the vehicle, and I still didn't put my leg on the brake. The vehicle has completely come to a halt, and now it's driving all by itself. I'm literally doing nothing, and so it's kind of intimidating to leave everything on its own, because these things are not totally accurate. They are not 100% accurate. That's because in real world, lane markings and all that stuff is not perfect, right? But in ideal testing conditions on test tracks, they work perfectly well. And it's asking me to put my hands on the steering wheel again. That is a safety feature, because who knows, we might fall asleep by leaving the car all by itself. But as I said earlier, lane markings kind of disappeared on the road. At that situation, car gets kind of confused. Apart from that, in idle conditions, it works absolutely brilliant. And as you can see, it is kind of giving me an indication, and even it's braking all by itself. I'm not even braking whatsoever. The car has come to a total halt from 60 kmph all by itself. And as you can still see, my leg is not on the brake whatsoever. And if I put a signal, the auto braking kind of shuts down until I take this turn. It has actually shut down, I guess. No, it's still active. The auto braking is still active, but it's not very precise like what it does on the straight road. That's because there are no lane markings on while we take a U-turn, right? So again, we took a turn, and I'm gonna leave the car in cruise again. So adaptive cruise control got active, and as you can see, I'm gonna leave the car again all by itself. It's correcting the lane. Actually, the cruise got reset to 30 kmph. I'm going to reset it to 60. It's on 60, and I left the car all by itself. Let's test its braking once again. The braking is very cool actually. The auto braking or emergency braking is super fine, but it's again asking me to put my hands. For every 10-15 seconds, it does ask you to put your hands on the steering wheel. As I said, who knows, we might fall asleep by leaving the car all by itself. So that's a safety feature. See, there's a curve over here, and I'm leaving the car. It's kind of taking the curve, which is very, very cool. As you can see, the steering is kind of tilting towards the left side, and it's again self-centering. But in situations like these, the car kind of gets confused, because it won't imagine that someone will kind of overtake you so rashly. As you can see, it is detecting vehicles ahead of us, and it kind of slows down a bit. But in situations like these in India, driving conditions are not at all ideal, so the car kind of gets confused. Who knows, for next generations and next upgrades, that might even get better. But in ideal driving conditions, this works like a champ. The autonomous driving works like a champ. As you can see, the cruise is currently at 60 kmph, and it kind of detected a vehicle ahead, and it's braking. Initially I thought, before driving this car, I thought it would only slow down the car, but it is getting the car completely into a halt, as you saw previously. That is something so cool. But in India, on some roads, till some point the markings would be fine, but at some point if the markings completely disappear, the car definitely struggles. The ADAS thing kind of struggles. Apart from that, in idle driving conditions, in normal highways like these, car works like a champ. This ADAS thing is very nice. I didn't expect it to be so better. There are definitely some errors here and there when we tested it extensively in the city, but on highways like these, this worked like very brilliantly. And one more thing with this ADAS is that it only looks forward. It kind of brakes when there's something ahead of you, but it won't look behind you. That is something you just need to be conscious about. That's because when we are manually braking a car, we would definitely see all the directions, but this particular thing, it's a computer, right? So I don't think it does look backside. We experienced that a couple of times. It was panic braking the car was when the person ahead of us braked the car suddenly. This car as well took panic braking. That is something you just need to be cautious about. Apart from that, the ADAS works very nice. I'm again setting it to 50. No, I'll keep it at 60 this time, and we'll leave the car. Yeah, now it's working fine. You know, at some situations where the right side lane is covered in dirt or something, car is kind of struggling with that. But when the lanes are clear, as you can see, it's turning all by itself. It's taking the turn all by itself. Even while turning the car manually, it gives a lot of feedback from the steering wheel. Initially, in low speeds, the steering wheel is kind of light, which is definitely a good thing for a car of this size and weight. It weighs over a ton. Oh, it weighs almost 2 tons. So it won't let you feel all that weight on the steering wheel. It's a very light steering wheel at low speeds. But once you pick up the speeds, the steering wheel as well weighs decently good. And situations like these, ADAS won't imagine, right? Human brain definitely does imagine that, but ADAS, as of now, it's not something we can expect it to do. But in future generations, who knows, that might even happen with the help of GPS or whatever. So there is still scope for improvement in terms of ADAS, but in terms of drive quality, in terms of tech, and in terms of the power, this is a brilliant car. So guys, this is my review of the XUV 700 petrol automatic. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video real soon. Until then, this is Vikram signing off.